Well, hello and welcome back. Today we're going to be playing with a new foundation and some other new products. I have primed my face. I used this Smashbox Primerizer. It's a photo finish primerizer primer plus moisturizer in one. So far, that's all I've put on besides my normal everyday face primer that I use. Or not face primer, moisturizer that I use in the mornings. I'm going to use a new foundation. This is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage. I don't know if you can even read that. It's the full coverage foundation. I have the concealer and I absolutely love the concealer, so I wanted to try the foundation. The weird thing is that it has this big, huge doe fit applicator. I'm not a huge fan of it, but it is what it is. So we're just gonna spread this all over, and as I pull it out, I just dump some on my leg. So that's fun. I am going to use my Jaclyn Hill Morphe Ride or Die foundation brush. Just picking up what's on my leg. I'm going to grab a towel and put that on my leg so I don't have any more mishaps. So this is the Jaclyn Hill Morphe foundation brush. I have been trying it out. And we're going to continue trying it out and see how this foundation works. And I really don't know how it's going to work with this primer underneath, but we're about to find out. And let's see. I think this color might be a little bit too light, unless it does oxidize. So I will want to pull it down my neck. And I'll use some bronzer to try and help with the color. So that is one layer. I'm going to add just a little bit more. I don't know if you can hear that, but it sounds disgusting, like to me when I'm pulling it out. Just that sound. Not a fan of that sound. But I'm going to try and go in and build this up just a little bit more. And I'm not noticing that it's emphasizing my texture, but I will grab a mirror and look up close and just kind of see. And I don't see, like this eye here, this darkness is still peeking through. I think other than that little area, I really think that it did do a good job with covering. I'm not seeing a bunch of redness peeking through. So we'll go ahead and go in with the concealer. Of course, the concealers, the The concealer I'm going to use is also the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer. And I'm going to get up into that corner there. And this is not much lighter than the foundation color that I got. They're pretty similar in color. And I'm just going to go ahead and use, let's see, we'll use a beauty blender. And this is just a damp beauty blender. So I'm just looking for a little bit more coverage in some areas. This isn't really going to brighten up a whole lot. Because they are such similar color. And I don't normally set with powder, but I kind of feel like I need to today. So I'm going to try it. I'm going to try and set with powder. I'm going to use the Coty Airspun setting powder. This one right here. I love the fragrance that this has. It's a super light, sweet smell. I don't know if you can see that powder. And I don't need a whole lot of powder. I'm just setting. I am going to set my whole face. I don't normally do this, but we're just going to try something new. I have very textured skin. I have fine lines and wrinkles. I would love to have that perfect, flawless airbrush look. And who knows, maybe someday I'll get that. So we got that powder on. Let's go in with some bronzer. I'm really digging the bronzer that is in this palette here. I'm not big on the shadows themselves, but the bronzer in here is called Christmas Vacation. And I really, truly do like it. I'm going to go in a little bit heavy here. And then I'm going to take a more e.l.f. stipple brush. And I'm going to work that in. I kind of want my cheekbones chiseled out. I got powder all up in my hair. I mean, I kind of want them chiseled out, but not like so harsh, if that makes sense. I think that went on very nicely. For blush, I'm also going to use the same exact palette. I'm going to use the Jaclyn Hill J04 blush brush. This is what it looks like. Kind of angled. I'm going to go into, so here's the bronzer that I used. I'm going to go into this blush right here. And it is called Resting Wish Face. Kind of get it on that cheek, and I like to pull it back along my bronzer. With it being an angled brush, I think that it kind of helps get that placement a little bit better. I have a brand new highlighter that I want to try. I have the Nikki Tutorials and Maybelline Master Chrome highlighter. I'm going to be using the Jaclyn Hill Morphe J09 Glow Baby Glow highlighting brush. This is just beautiful. I don't wear a lot of highlighter, but we are going for it. And I don't know. Can you see that? I have a scar underneath right here, and I'm always afraid that I'm gonna emphasize that instead of hiding it. And highlighter tends to emphasize it a little bit. I really like that. That is super pretty. Not big. We're gonna go ahead and do the tip of my nose. I don't normally do that. And let's do the Cupid's bow. We're just gonna highlight up the face. I do want... I have this gorgeous Tarte Hamptons Weekender palette. I tried it for the first time yesterday. I'm gonna use the bronzer in here, and I'm gonna bronze up my face a wee bit more. The bronzer is called Farmer's Market. This has a ton of kick up in the palette. But I do want to just add a little bit . I can get away with bronzing my forehead because I do have a little bit larger forehead. But that is about all I'm going to do there. I'm not ready to do my contour, my nose, or anything like that, so I'm not going to attempt that right now. I'm going to prime my eyes with the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. This is the original. I'm not sure that I like that it has this wand. I just don't know how I feel about that. I'm going to take my blender. I'm going to blend that out. Oh, and then we're going to do for brows. I'm going to use my Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. I'm going to just brush through. Then I'm going to try and do my brows. So it would help if I twist up the pencil. So I kind of outline my brows and fill in. I have quite a bit of hair to work with, so I just like to fill in the sparseness. I know I've said this before, I'll say it again. My brows will never, ever, ever look the same They're supposed to be sisters, not twins, and sometimes they look like cousins once removed. It is what it is, and I just go with it. Brows are on. Now we're gonna move into eyeshadow, and I have 3 different palettes. So Makeup Revolution came out with this jewel collection, and this one right here is the Gilded, and it is a gold packaging. Inside you have a mirror, a large mirror, and then you have these gorgeous colors. So I have that pen. I have the Deluxe, which is more of a rose gold packaging, and you have these beautiful rosy tones to work with. Then I have this silver packaging, and this one is called Opulent. The glitter is, you can't feel it. It's a very sleek, smooth palette. This one is the Opulent, and it has some of those rose tones, neutrals, really pretty. This is the one that I'm going to play with today. I'm using the JH33. This is a universal blending brush. I'm going to go in with, I'm going to start out with this super light color right here. This is called Squad. I didn't set my primer, so I'm just going to go in, put this in my crease, transition area, and get it ready for the shadows that I am going to use. I'm going to go ahead and pick up this shade right here. It's called Reveal. It's a darker purple shade, and I got a lot of product there on my brush. I'm going to tap that off. I'm going to flip my brush, and I'm going to work that into the crease and upward. I learned that trick to flip the brush from Raw Beauty Christie. And I'm going to come in here so that you can see what it is I am doing. So what I did was I took the colored side and I put that up. That way I'm bringing the shadows up and not down towards the lid. And doing the same exact thing. I've got my brush in my crease, but I'm working that up above the crease, and this works great for hooded eyes. I'm really hoping that I'm at an angle that you're able to see what it is that I'm doing. I'm going to use a shader brush. I'm actually going to clean that shader brush. Younique has this awesome brush cleaner, and this is the product I'm going to use, and I'm going to spray that brush off. I'm going to clean it on a towel, and then that brush will be ready to use right away. I don't have to wait for it to dry. It's great to use between colors, between washing your brushes, that kind of thing. So I'm just using my Jaclyn Hill shader brush. Okay, I'm going to use this shade right here. It is called Cop Out, and it's a pink. And because it is a glitter, shimmer glitter shade, I am going to wet my brush. I always wet my brush, well, 99% of the time I wet my brush with the Fix Plus. And we're gonna go, I gotta be able to see in my mirror, but we are going to put that on the lid. And I feel like putting it on wet, it kind of gives it a foiled effect, kind of. I'm going to do the same thing to the other eye. I'm going to pick up the JH40, which is a much smaller blending brush. I'm going to go into this shade right here. That is called Impressionable. And I'm going to bring it into this outer corner. And in through the crease. So I'm darkening that up. Wanting them both to match up. So that's what we have right now. I'm going to get a blending brush and I'm going to pick up that first shade, the Reveal, that I used, and just go back in and blend that out. So it's a very purple and pink look. It's kind of been my go-to lately. I'm really digging it. For inner corner highlight, I'm going to take this shimmer shade called Soul right here, and I'm going to wet it. It needs a little bit of dampness. I'm also going to take that color and I'm going to highlight that brow bone. Same brush, using it damp. That's so pretty. My brow bone's popping. For the lower lash line, I'm going to go in with this shade right here called Impressionable. Run that underneath there. I'm also going to pick up, I kind of want to pick up this shade right here. It's called Ritzy, and it's kind of a silvery, like a dark granite kind of shade. Ooh, that's like way pigmented than I thought it was going to be. And there I go with the ridiculous makeup faces. I really kind of like that. Kind of smoked it out. Let me add some of that to this outer corner, just a little bit. I'm really liking that. Okay, I just want to kind of connect those together. It's not doing exactly what I want it to, but that's okay. We'll make it work. I'm going to go back into Impressionable. I feel like I lost that out of like right up against the lash line. So I'm going to throw that back in there. I had no idea where this look was going when I sat down here. I'm going to do a little bit of blending here. Overall, I am not mad at this look at all. I am digging it. I love trying new things, stepping outside of my comfort zone. It's scary, but you know what? It's worth it for the most part. I've been doing a lot of darker eyes. I used to never, ever, ever do dark eyes, and I found myself doing it more often now. And I love it. I am going to use my Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On pencil. This is waterproof, long-lasting. It is in the shade Voodoo. It is the purple one. I'm going to put that in my waterline. I know you're not supposed to pull down on like I do, and I do it all the time. I wear contacts, and if I don't pull down, then I wind up hitting that contact and pulling it out, and sometimes my contact pops out by itself. So I gotta do what works for me. But I do not recommend pulling down on this area here. Don't pull down on that. You don't want, you don't want to do that. I'm going to tightline with my Avon Super Shock gel. And I'm just going to run that along this upper inner waterline. Have to be super careful with that as well, so I don't have my contact falling out on me. I'm going to use I'm going to use the Tarte Maneater liquid eyeliner, and I am going to need a mirror for that. Try and keep my mirror so that it's out of frame. Sorry. Okay, we got the eyeliner on. Now we're going to go in with mascara. I'm going to use my Lancome Monster Big Mascara. I absolutely love this stuff. I'm not joking when I say that the more I use this, the more I love it. I don't know what it is about it, but I feel like it's nourishing to my lashes. It's giving them length, it's giving them volume. It's doing something, and I love it. Alright, so mascara's on. Now for lips, I have a whole bunch of options. So I got a couple of the holiday lip kits. I've got this one from Ulta Beauty. It's a lip glossary. So there's matte, there's sheer, there's glitter, and there's glossy. All in this one package. I also picked up this, what is this? NYX lip kit. It's the Sweet Chateau, and there's 6 shades on this side and 6 shades on this side. So let's see if we can figure out what we want to play with for today's look. I think I'll leave the NYX for another time, and we're going to use the Ulta lip glossary today. I have 4 in each category. It looks like I get to choose from. There's 2 that are standing out to me. So why don't these have the colors on them? This one, which is a velvet matte, and this one that is a patent shine. Let's swatch them. That's a lot darker than I thought it was going to be. These are terrible swatches. So the bottom one, let's see. That's how they would go. The darker one on top and the other one, and it's not really showing true to color, but I'm going to go in with the darker one. I'm going to use the Patent Shine. So this is like a darker berry. These are just little minis. But it kind of gives you an idea so that you can, you know, if you want, go in and get the full size later on. These have a sweet scent to them. I wasn't expecting that. So lipstick's on. I'm happy with it. I'm digging this darker look. I'm really loving it. For setting spray, I'm going to go ahead and use the Makeup Revolution Pro Fix Illuminating Setting Spray. I haven't used this yet, so we're going to try it. And the mist on that was a little bit harsher than what I was expecting. So this is the final look. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Be sure and hit that subscribe bell. Hit the notification bell next to it so you don't miss out on any new uploads. I do try to upload at least 5 times a week. Have a beautiful day.